Hello?
Has the verdict come in yet?
No, I think they're still watching the whole bloody interrogation.
God damn it. You know, I'm pretty sure they're supposed to watch it before they go into court, because if you don't watch it before you go in, then a lot of the questions aren't going to like connect.
What if there's like 10 interrogations? Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's you know, docket prep. I mean, just like, well, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but
Yeah.
as you sent that, I was on the phone with Snow. And it's snowing in Blaine County. That's more
And
of a...
did you see the twat?
I did. Well, that's the thing.
Yep.
As I'm on the phone with him, that twat went out. And here's the thing. He ain't really hiding it. Obviously from your text, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of this conversation, I was very like, hey, we should talk, and you know, and I'm like, hey, I need to ask you some things straight. Mostly, I already know there's something suspect with him, right? Even prior to what you sent me. But I want to know for my own. And I know that he'd know that I'd have questions, so I put it out there. I said, Snow, I needed to be honest. What's your relationship with Hydra? He said, well, they were there for me when PD wasn't. All right, fair enough. And I said, okay, but what about all this stuff that, you know, was found in your house? And as he had told me previously, he's a prepper, you know, and those were his things, yada yada. And even before all that, though, he did mention, not, you know, I don't have a 30-day statute. Like, I don't have a statute of limitation. All right, fair enough. I then asked him if he knew anything about Zenith. And this is as the text is going out. He goes, you mean the what's on Twitter? Literally, as I asked that question, that fucking thing popped up.
There's no way.
I swear to God. Like, literally right that fucking second. As he needs to answer it, he goes, you mean that on Twitter as it's popping up?
That's crazy.
Now, and in that second, I'm thinking to myself, oh, well, that's convenient for him, right? Because now his knowledge of it, like, you know, he can say, yeah, I know, because it's on Twitter, right?
It's got
like
plausible deniability.
Plausible deniability. Unless there's any reference to his knowledge of it prior to that. Because he, actually, when I first brought it, I'm sorry. When I asked him the question, I actually misstated the timeline. I asked him the question, he said, what is that? And I'm like, you know, what you English folk call the letter Z, because I thought you called it Zenith. I'm gonna be honest. And he said, no, that's Zed. And then I asked the question again. That's when the twat came out. He my point being that he didn't know what it was, but then the twat went out. But at the end of it, I asked him to meet me tomorrow, because I want to kind of like feel him out, you know?
Yeah.
And he said, you know, I said, all right, I'll talk to you soon. And he said, keep your eyes on the skies. And then I got real pissed. And I said, what the fuck, Stowe? Why the fuck are you doing? And he's like, what? And then I held back my emotions. I'm like, oh, nothing. And I said, you keep your eyes on the skies. He said, my skies. And then he hung up.
Oh, he's always said that. He's always said he owns the skies. Yeah.
Wait, is that his normal catchphrase?
Yeah, well, ever since he's a bloody criminal, yeah.
I don't know what to do with all this. Like, I mean, I do, but I don't. I do, and I don't. I mean, it's fucking military equipment. What the fuck are we going to do with that?
Yeah, that's tricky. Because I don't think they're I don't think they're terrorists. You know what I mean? By the looks of it, they're just very well armed mercenaries or something of that sort.
I have a counter to that. Given, I haven't listened to your tape yet. I don't know if you actually gave it to me. You mentioned
I think I need to get into a report. Yeah, I'll get it in a report right now.
There is didn't they say something about don't fuck with us to like all the PDs?
I mean, yeah, you're all right there. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's some level of, but I do get what you mean. By definition, they might be, but they're not like, yo, fuck this city and let me, blow up buildings type shit.
Exactly.
There's another aspect I want to kind of highlight here. Everything thus far circles around interception of vehicles, car parts, that sort of realm of things, right?
Yes. Yeah.
However, there isn't any necessary, there isn't really any evidence that points to the why. And it's not reasonable, in my mind at least, that you'd be, and this might be overthinking it, right? It is San Andreas, but I'm going to go with this logic anyways. Why would you be using multi-million-dollar German/Chinese drone fighter jets for supercar here and there? And the reason I point that out is these things, whether it's supercars or whatever, may be more like things that people want, like a form of currency, right? Because money doesn't mean shit no more, right? $1 million, who cares? Stage 5s, super engine, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
And to kind of double down on that, there's an investigation I've been doing on the death race, which we got a lot of information on, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Their reward in the last death race last week were yachts. So my point there is that while there may be some relationship with vehicles and all this, that may not be their actual motive. Like these bodies we found today, especially with like the tongue cut out and all that, and it being possibly like an ex-Zenith person, these might be contract hits on individuals that are being
like disguised as like the core thing, or
well, so the bodies at like, it could be that they've got some connections to it, but these contracts may be more about assassinations, with the car related things being more like rewards, right? Or
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And I'm just kind of spitballing and mostly just pointing at, I think there's a lot we just simply don't know yet in terms of motive.
We don't know yet. Yeah, we really don't. I mean, clearly they've been around since last year, but I don't think they've been active. I mean, if they have, it hasn't been noticed by us.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're all right. It made me really question like the whole. So it's such heavy equipment for seemingly so little.
Yeah.
If it's to do with cars and stuff, but yeah. Okay.
And I relate that to the topic of the puppet master, right? Especially with you mentioning what Snow was involved with.
Yeah.
So the puppet master, I spent a lot of time on that shit, right side by side with Snow. Yeah. And of the conversations I had with the puppet master or some of his minions, their motive was never really racing. Racing was just the conduit by which they were able to commit their tasks, right? There was a cryptocurrency used to kind of garner global wealth. There was it was everything around the race. They used racers to do their bigger world order sort of shit. You know what I mean? Like, and I say that in that it would not be beyond. It would make, to me, this sounds very similar, right? It's gangs and racers. Yeah, there's vehicles involved. There's more of that. Maybe they're targeting a scene, but the actual intent and what they're targeting, what their motive and what they're, what they're looking to aim for goes beyond that.
I think you're right. But what exactly that is yet, I think we need to do a bit more digging.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, this old person's got me. It's interesting.
Well, that's another thing. You were contacted by R. I was contacted by NOS.
Like NOZ?
NOS, like.
Oh, NOS. Okay.
Yeah, NOS. And prior to that, some lady. No, who was I? Was it a lady? I don't remember who I talked to the first time, but it wasn't. The second time was someone else's voice. First time it was one person. I don't remember if they even identified themselves, but the second time was someone named NOS.
Interesting.
Yeah. The first time I just don't remember it because it was kind of like unexpected, you know? And I didn't really know what to make of it, so I didn't really register in my mind too much. So.
Okay.
Anyways.
Yeah, let me get this. I'll get it into a. You got access to investigative reports?
I do, yes.
I'll put it in an investigative report right now, and I'll get the recording in
Hell
there.
yeah. All right.
Okay.
I may move
thanks for the update, Brandon.
current ones over as well. Like I said, I like people getting involved. I just don't like if they get involved just for the tea to spread around. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, I completely agree.
Yep. All right. Easy.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Dark.
All right. Thank you, Brian. Bye-bye.